So Canto 9, Chapter 15, text number 14. Yamahurvasudevamsham Haihayanam Kulantakam Trisaptakritavo Yaima Chakre Nikshatriyamahim. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The learned scholars accept this Parashurama as the celebrated incarnation of Vasudeva, who annihilated the dynasty of Kartavirya. Parashurama killed all the Kshatriyas on earth 21 times. So here in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story of Lord Parashurama. Very interesting story. And we are also in a place called Parashurama Kshetra. So there is some relevance to us about Parashurama's pastimes. So the Shukadeva Goswami says about the learned scholars accept. So who accept Parashurama as a god? So Parashurama as Vasudeva is accepted by Yam Ahuhu Vasudevamsham. They say, learned scholars say, he is the Vasudevamsham. And how many times he killed Kshatriyas? 3 sapta kritavaha. 3 sapta, 3 into 7 is 21. So 21 times he annihilated all the Kshatriyas. When he heard this, the Raja, Parikshit, heard this. You see, Parikshit is in the situation that he is going to die soon. He will be bitten by a snake, Takshaka, as per the curse of the Brahmana's son. He is going to die, and Parikshit is fasting. And is not taking any food, not drinking any water, and is not sleeping, and is sitting on the bank of river and asking questions to Shukadeva Goswami. That means this conversation is so important. He is not interested. He was a Raja. He is not interested in some political news. Like we read in the newspaper. Every day some news of different things happening in this world will keep coming in the newspapers, in the media, social media. It is keep on popping up and coming. For a Raja who ruled for hundreds and thousands of years, for him, he is not interested in this kind of news. He is interested in something which will give satisfaction, solace to the burning heart. He is interested to end the miserable material existence. Repeated taking birth, he wants to end. That is why he is sitting fasting in front of Shukadeva Goswami and asking. So this question, and when he heard about Parashurama, he wanted to ask. In the Bhagavad Gita also we see, when Arjun came to know, of course Arjun already knows, but as a Leela, as it revealed to Arjun that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He glorified Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. After glorifying Krishna in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, then he asked Krishna, Keshu Keshu cha bhaveshu, how can I remember you? How can I see you in all the aspects of my life? That is why Krishna reveals the opulences, Vibhuti Yoga. So now the Parikshit is interested to hear about the Parashurama's pastimes. So Raja Uvacha Kim Tat Amho Bhagavato Rajanyair ajitatmabihi kritam yena kulam nashtam kshatriyanam abhikshanashaha. King Parikshit inquired Shukadeva Goswami, what was the offense that the Kshatriyas, who could not control their senses, committed before Lord Parashurama, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for which the Lord annihilated the Kshatriya dynasty again and again. So he is asking question about the kings who are Ajita Atmabihi, who could not control the senses. So, those who are not able to control the senses, hence the king, hence the Parashurama has annihilated them is very clear. So here one aspect of Parikshit is that he is not doubting Krishna, he is not doubting the Lord. Generally, when people ask a question, they ask a question, why did Krishna do so? Why Krishna asked Arjun to kill Karna in that situation? This is wrong on Krishna's part, isn't it? Why did Krishna ask Arjun to kill Dronacharya in that situation? Is it not wrong on Krishna's part? So this is a thinking of an atheist who do not understand who is God. But Parikshit is a devotee. So he is asking a question very interesting. He is asking, what Kshatriyas committed offenses to the Lord and what kind of Kshatriyas they are? Ajita Atmabihi, uncontrolled senses. So uncontrolled senses is the cause of all the offenses and mistakes we do in this world. So that is the message. So how to ask a question, how to understand the God. So Shukadeva Goswami said, O best of the Kshatriyas, Kartavira Arjuna, the king of the high Hayas, received 1,000 alms by worshipping Dattatreya, the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. Very powerful people. Treta Yuga, the people were very powerful, the souls were able to do a lot of tapasya, lot of determination. Unlike Kali Yuga, the determination is very, very poor. Little difficulty, we take another option. Little more difficulty, we want to change the options. That's why people keep changing gods, people keep changing bosses, people keep changing because they cannot take little difficulty, little austerity. There is a story. Once one king gave punishment to a thief. The punishment was, 3 options were given. The option 1, you should eat 100 onions. One sitting, not in 100 days. Or you'll be, the 2 guards will beat you 100 times. If that is not okay, the 3rd option, very hot iron will be taken and pierced through your hand. So which one would you like to choose? The thief said, I'll take 100 onions. So he started eating onion 1, onion 2, onion 3, 4, 5, 10, not able to eat. It's not easy to eat onion. 10 onion he ate, 90 more are left, big size. So he said, sorry, king, I am not able to complete this. You give me, I'll choose the 2nd one. So sufficiently suffered by onion and he has chosen the 2nd one. So the 2 guards came to beat him. So they started asked him to remove the shirt and started beating him black and blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15. He said, no, 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 I cannot bear this anymore. I'll choose the third one. Then they took a hot iron piece and pierced through his hands. Finally, he suffered with the onion also. He suffered with the beating also. He suffered with the hot iron also. This is the situation of the Kali Yuga people. One suffering we go through, so too much, we change to another. One more suffering you will get. Oh, this is too much, I'll change it to another. No situation in the material world will give you happiness. This is simply shifting the load from this shoulder to this shoulder. When a very heavy bag when you are carrying, it's paining, you shift from this side to this side. You are not removing the load. You are simply shifting the shoulder. For time being a relief. But again this shoulder starts paining. Then this shoulder, then both the shoulders start paining. Then you put on the head, then head started paining. So the material world is like this. What is the solution? You have to drop that bag. So the determination is very less in Kali Yuga. We are talking about the people of Treta Yuga. The Kartyavirya Arjuna did tapasya. The power of his tapasya is that he got 1,000 hands. He also became undefeatable by enemies, received unobstructed sensory power, beauty, influence, strength, fame, and a mystic power by which to achieve all perfections of yoga, such as anima, laghima. Thus, having become fully opulent, he roamed all over the universe without opposition, just like the wind. Once, while enjoying in the water of river Narmada, we are talking about whom? Kartyavirya Arjuna. The puffed up Kartyavirya Arjuna, surrounded by beautiful women, garlanded with the garland of victory, stopped the flow of the water with arms. He stopped. He had 1,000 arms. He can stop Narmada river like a dam he has put. Because Kartyavirya Arjuna made the water flow in the opposite direction. The camp of Ravana, which was set upon the bank of Narmada near the city of Mahishmati, was inundated. This was unbearable to the 10-headed Ravana, who considered himself a great hero and could not tolerate Kartyavirya Arjuna's power. So he became very, very angry. When Ravana attempted to insult Kartyavirya Arjuna, he went to wage a war in the presence of the women, thus offended him. Kartyavirya Arjuna easily arrested Ravana and put him in a custody in the city of Mahishmati, just as one captures a monkey and then released him neglectfully. This shows what is the power of Kartyavirya Arjuna. Ravan, who was very, very powerful, was very insignificant for Kartyavirya Arjuna. That was the power of, he captured Ravan like a monkey and put him in a cage. Then opened the cage, now you go. So he insulted him so badly. Once Kartyavirya Arjuna was wandering, unengaged in the solitary forest for hunting. He approached the residency of Jamadagni. Jamadagni is one of the great sages. He is one of the Sapta Rishis, Jamadagni. Jamadagni was born to his father. His father was a sage. He had gone to a king asking for his daughter, the princess, that comes here before in this chapter. There is a king called Gadhi, had a daughter named Satyavati, whom a Brahmana sage Richika is the father of Jamadagni. Richika requested from the king to be his wife. The king Gadhi, however, regarded Richika as an unfit husband for his daughter. Therefore, he told Brahmana, "My dear sir, I belong to the dynasty of Kusha. Because we are aristocratic Kshatriyas, you have to give some dowry for my daughter." Ulta dowry. Husband should give, the man should give dowry for my daughter to compensate. Therefore, bring at least 1,000 horses. What is the dowry? The Gadi asked. The 1,000 horses, each as brilliant as moonshine, should be crystal white, so like moonshine. And one peculiar thing, each having one black ear. So one concession, the black can be right or left, no problem, but one ear should be black. So who can achieve this? When King Gadi made this demand, the great sage Richika could understand king's mind. Therefore, he wanted to show his power. He went to Devata Varuna, Deva, and brought from him 1,000 horses that Gadi had demanded. He got it. He submitted. After delivering these horses, the sage married king's daughter, beautiful daughter. Therefore, Richika Muni's wife and mother-in-law, each desiring a son. Okay. Now, the Richika who married the daughter of Gadi, and Gadi's wife, means mother-in-law of Richika, both of had a desire to get a son. They requested Richika Muni to perform some yajna so that they can obtain powerful children. So the Richika performed a yajna. He prepared oblations, made it ready. Richika Muni prepared one oblation for his wife with a Brahmana mantra. Because his wife is a Brahmani, he married to a Richika. Her duty is now as husband's duty. And the mother-in-law is wife of a Kshatriya. So another of his mother-in-law with Kshatriya mantra, then he went out to bath. So he made it ready and he went out to take bath. Because meanwhile, because Satyavati's mother, Satyavati is the wife of Richika, the sage, thought that oblation prepared for her daughter, Richika's wife, must be better. He may be doing some partiality, he thought. For wife, he will give the best. For mother-in-law, he may not give the best. So the material mind thinks, even in Treta Yuga and sages, must be better. She asked her daughter for that oblation. She asked, can we exchange? Yours I will take, mine you take. Satyavati therefore gave her own oblation to her mother and her mother's oblation to herself. Because husband is naturally affectionate to wife, so this was the thinking. When the great sage Richika returned home after bathing and understood that what happened in his absence, he said to his wife Satyavati, "You have done a great wrong. Your son will be fierce Kshatriya, able to punish everyone, and your mother will be your brother, means mother's son, will be a learned scholar in spiritual science." Abhi ulta ho gaya. Kshatriya will get Brahmana son and Brahmana will get Kshatriya son. You did a great mistake now. Satyavati, however, begged forgiveness and pacified Richika Muni with the peaceful words and requested her son not to be like Kshatriya. She said, please do not give me Kshatriya son. She requested. Ruchikamani replied, okay, all right. I'll give you blessings. Then your grandson will be of a Kshatriya spirit. So this was the boon or the situation happened to Satyavati. So now the son will be sage Brahman only. That son is Jamadagni, was born out of son of Satyavati. Now as per this, the Jamadagni's son has to be Kshatriya. That's why Jamadagni married to Renuka, daughter of Renu. And from there the Parashurama was born. So Parashurama had a Kshatriya spirit because of this reason. And however, the Lord arranged all these things to appear. It's all arrangement of the Lord. Lord contrived all these things and made this plan. So now this Kartavira Arjuna has come to the residence of Jamadagni. The sage Jamadagni, who was engaged in great austerities in the forest, received the king very well, along with the king's soldier, ministers and carriers. He supplied all the necessities to worship these guests, for he possessed the Kamadhenu cow that was able to supply everything. So he had a cow called Kamadhenu. He supplied all the necessities of the king, his soldier. He gave them Mrishtanna Bhojana, wonderful feast, Chapan Bhog, in the forest. So this was surprising to Kartavira Arjuna. Jamadagni is one of the Saptarishis. Vishwamitra, Vasishta, Gautama, Bharadwaja, Kashyapa, Jamadagni and Atri. These are the 7 rishis, Sapta rishis. We see in the sky called Saptarshi Mandala. There are 7 planetary systems of these Sapta rishis. They will remain in this Kalpa. And this Saptarshi Mandala goes around the pole star. In 24 hours, 1 round to the pole star. This Saptarshi Mandala goes. So, very powerful sage. He had a Kamadhenu cow who supplied everything. Kartavira Arjuna thought that Jamadagni was more powerful than wealthy than himself because possessing a jewel in the form of Kamadhenu. Therefore, he and his own men, the Haihayas, were not very much appreciative of Jamadagni's reception. This is the people who have jealous, people who cannot appreciate others because of enviousness. The envy is one of the very, very bad anartha a jiva can have in the material world, which cannot be used, dovetailed in the service of the Lord. Krodha, anger can be dovetailed. You may be an angry man, we can give you a service, you need to be very angry. So, Lobha, you have a lot of greed. You can become very greedy for Krishna, collect a lot of money. Instead of depositing in your account, you put it in a temple's account. You can be greedy. So all this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, everything can be dovetailed. But one thing cannot be dovetailed is matsarya. Enviousness. The enviousness you cannot dovetail. There is a transcendental enviousness which Rukmini and Satyabhama may have, but that is different. But it cannot be dovetailed in the conditional stage. So, instead of becoming happy, receiving so nice reception from Jamadagni, the envious people mentalities, they become unhappy. You saw the Duryodhana and party became envious of Pandavas when they went to Indraprastha. They saw the beautiful palace and they were given best reception, but they became envious. of Pandavas. So enviousness, that in another place, Krishna says, Arjun, I am giving you this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita because you are anasuyave, non-envious. So Krishna is available for the devotees who are not envious. We become envious of others means we are become envious of God and God's justice. Somebody is more intelligent than us. Somebody is more beautiful than us. Somebody is more richer than us. Somebody may be more powerful than us. It's all because of those Jivatma's karma. That's a God's arrangement. Punya karma and Papa karma is God's arrangement. As per that, every Jiva has acquired certain credits and having certain abilities in this world. Now when I compare, oh, you look at him, he's not so intelligent, but he got better marks. But I'm intelligent, but I got less marks, and I become envious of that person. So, that means I am protesting God's arrangement. Enviousness against other jiva, other person is nothing but enviousness with Krishna. And people are envious of Krishna also. That is why they don't surrender to him. Namam dushkrutino mudha prapadhyante naradhama maya paratajnanam asurim bhavamashritaha. 4 kinds of people don't surrender to Krishna. They are very envious of Krishna. How can Krishna alone can enjoy? I should also able to enjoy like Krishna. That is why we come to this material world. So, this Kartavira Arjuna became envious. Wanted to possess that Kamadhenu, which was useful for the execution of Agnihotra sacrifice. So they wanted to take this. Being puffed up by the material power, Kartavira Arjuna encouraged his men to steal Jamadagni's Kamadhenu. Jamadagni said, I can't give my mother Kamadhenu, but they stole. Thus the men forcibly took away the crying Kamadhenu along with her calf to their capital city called Mahishmati, Kartavira Arjuna's capital. So they took the cow and calf. They won't exploit for their enjoyment. But Jamadagni was considering her, Kamadhenu, as a mother, and he was serving. But Kartavira Arjuna want to exploit. The materialistic men are not interested in saving cow and serving cows. They are interested to see cow as a milk producing machine, that's all. When the cow stops giving milk, sent to slaughterhouse. Male calf does not give milk, sent to slaughterhouse. This is a Kartavira demon's mentality. So he took away. Therefore, Kartavira Arjuna having left with Kamadhenu, Parashurama returned to ashram. Parashurama is a Kshatriya blood. Okay. When Parashurama, the Brahmana is forgiveness. One of the quality of Brahmana is forgiveness. Titikshava, Karunikaha, very merciful. These are because Brahmana means one who is very elevated, very spiritually. He sees, what can I do? No, finally Lord is there. I am worshipping the Lord. Lord will give justice to me. That is the thinking of a Vaishnava or Brahmana. Only when required, only when it is ordered by Lord, they will fight. For themselves, they will not fight. So, Jamadagni forgave. He said forgive. But Parashurama is a Kshatriya blood. He wants to give justice. This is the nature of a Kshatriya. Kshatriya means not fighting. You should understand. Fighting everybody is doing. Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Everybody, dog is also fighting. Fighting is not Kshatriya. Don't think somebody is fighting called Kshatriya. Kshatriya means who stands for justice. Selflessly stands for justice. In this room, if there is a justice, if nothing to do with you also, you will stand up and say this is wrong. So that is a Kshatriya thinking. So Parashurama said, I cannot keep quiet. He became angry as a trampled snake. Taking up his fierce chopper, the Parashu, his shield, his bow and quiver of arrows, Lord Parashurama, exceedingly angry, chased Kartavirya just as a lion chases an elephant. Means Kartavirya is a powerful. Lion is not chasing the rabbit, is chasing the elephant. A king Kartavirya entered his capital Mahishmatipuri. He saw Lord Parashurama, the best of the Bhrigu dynasty, coming after him, holding a chopper, shield, bow and arrows. Lord Parashurama was covered with a block of deer skin. What the dress he is wearing? A black deer skin. His matted locks of hair appeared like sunshine. Very stout, his hair is shining, matted hair like a sage, black deer skin, strong body. We see the picture of Parashurama, which is painted as described in the scriptures. Upon seeing Parashurama, Kartavirya immediately feared him and sent many elephants, chariot, horses, infantry soldiers, equipped with the clubs, swords, arrows, rishtis, shatagnis, shaktis, and many similar weapons to fight against him. All different, rockets and fighter jets, and whatever they have, everything he has sent. He released the whole army to fight. The huge army, more than the present day army. Present day army, maybe Indian army will have about 6 lakh soldiers or 10 lakh. So here the Kartavirya had 17 Akshauhini army, as almost equivalent of what is gathered in the Kurukshetra. 7 plus 11, 18 Akshauhini. 17 Akshauhini army of Kartavirya. One Akshauhini is 22,000 elephants and 22,000 chariots and 65,000 horses and 1 lakh soldiers. So 22,000 into 20, almost 4 lakh elephants. So like this huge army was released. Lord Parashurama, what did he do? Kartavirya sent 17 full Akshauhinis of soldiers to check Parashurama. But Lord Parashurama alone killed all of them. Lord Parashurama, being expert in killing the military strength of the enemy, worked with the speed of mind and wind, slicing his enemies with his chopper, Parashu. Wherever he went, the enemies fell, their legs, arms, shoulders being severed, their chariot drivers killed, their carriers, the elephants and horses all annihilated. By the manipulating his sick axe and arrows, Lord Parashurama cut to pieces the shields, the flags, bows and bodies of Kartavirya's soldiers, who fell on the battlefield, muddying the ground with their blood. Seeing these reverses, Kartavirya, infuriated, rushed to the battlefield. He thought he can defeat now Kartavirya, so I have to go personally. Then Kartavirya, with his 1,000 arms, simultaneously fixed arrows on the 500 bows to kill Lord Parashurama. We should understand, this bow and arrows are not what you see in today's drama. What we make for playing for children, or in the Olympics they make some shoot an arrow. These arrows and bows, they also had a mantra siddhi, the Shaktis. It is not just one piece of iron or some rod. It has certain power. It's a bomb. It is more powerful than the modern equipments like missiles. So he shot 500 arrows with only one bow to cut to pieces. Actually, how many bows Parashurama has? Only one, but they shot 500. But Parashurama immediately cut into pieces all the bows and arrows in the heads of Kartavira Arjuna. When these arrows were cut into pieces, Kartavira Arjuna uprooted many trees and hills with his own hands. He started taking the hills and trees and started throwing strongly toward Lord Parashurama to kill him. But Parashurama then used his axe with a great force to cut off Kartavira Arjuna's arms, just as one might lop off the hoods of a serpent. Thereafter, Parashurama cut off like a mountain peak the head of Kartavira Arjuna, who had already lost his arms. See the power of Lord. The Ravan was arrested by this man, this Asura, so easily, and Parashurama killed him so easily, he just killed him. When Kartavira Arjuna's 10,000 sons, he had 10,000 children. It's inconceivable for us. Okay. This is not some mythology story. You should not think like that. For somebody, say the ant. For the ant in this room, your life is on mythology for the ant. How can you go 10,000 kilometers? Like we are thinking, to send a rocket at the speed of light, 1 lakh light years it travels, it reaches a star, we calculate. Then we read in the scriptures, Arjun went to Swargaloka. Hey, we are moon only, we are struggling to go. How Arjun can go? This is what our thinking, isn't it? Like imagine one ant developed intelligence and able to speak. You tell the ant, yesterday I was 3,000 kilometers away in Delhi and today I came. Ant will say, false. How it is possible? It is not possible. So in the schools and colleges, if the ants conduct, the teacher ant will teach all the remaining ants. There is a mythology that some people can travel 3,000 kilometers. So our situation in Kali Yuga is like this. We are talking about Treta Yuga. Very powerful people were there. He had 10,000 children. Oh, 10,000 now. Where is a room, dormitory, where they will stay, where is a toilet, where is a bathroom for them, where they will be fed, where is the kitchen for them, daily food. 100 people cooking only, we are struggling. 10,000 people children only he has to feed. You said 4 lakh elephants, who will feed them? Very difficult. We should understand we have become incapable. Hence we define all this mythology. So 10,000 children of Kartavira Arjuna saw their father killed. They all fled in fear. They got scared and ran away. Then Parashurama, having killed the enemy, released the Kamadhenu, which had undergone great suffering, brought it back with its calf to his residence, where he gave it to his father Jamadagni. Parashurama described to his father and brothers his activities in killing Kartavira Arjuna. Upon hearing these deeds, Jamadagni spoke to his son as follows. Rama Rama Mahabhaho Bhavan Papam Akarashit Avadhin Naradevam Tiyat Sarva Deva Mayam Vritha. O great hero, my dear son Parashurama, you have unnecessarily killed the king, who is supposed to be embodiment of all the devatas. Thus you have committed a sin. My dear son, we are all Brahmanas, have become worshipable for the people in general. Vayam hi Brahmanas tata kshama. So we should have people in general worship us because of our quality of forgiveness. It is because of this quality that Lord Brahma, the supreme spiritual master of this universe, has achieved his post. Kshamaya rochate Lakshmi Brahmi Shauriyata Pratha Kshaminam Ashu Bhagavam Tushyate Haririshwaraha. Our purpose is not to become successful in this material world. We have a higher purpose beyond this body. The duty of a Brahmana is to culture the quality of forgiveness, which is illuminating like the sun. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is pleased with those who are forgiving. What attracts the Lord Vishnu is the quality of forgiveness in the devotees. It may not be very appropriate in this situation, but this quality is required in all devotees, in all of us. Forgiving quality. Not keeping the grudge, not keeping any enmity against anybody. It could be your enemy, friend, or relative, or dog, or cat, or snake. You should not have enmity. You should forgive. We should not be mindful. That's a quality which attracts the attention of Lord. My dear son, killing the king who is emperor is more severely sinful than killing a Brahmana. But now, if you become Krishna conscious and worship the holy places, you can atone for this great sin. So what you do? You go for a pilgrimage. Yatra. By going to Yatra, you'll be get relieved from all the sins. This is why we are supposed to go to Tirtha Yatras. Tirtha Yatras is not for seeing. Sometimes when we ask devotees, why don't you come, let's go to Vrindavan trip. Prabhu, Vrindavan already I have seen. You're not going to see. See, you can see in the videos also you can see. You're going to Yatra for the purpose of atoning the sinful reactions and the feeling of committing sinful activities there, no sense gratification desires. We want to subdue that, end that. That's the purpose we go for Tirtha Yatras. That is why it is compulsory for Vanaprasthis. One who finished their Grastha Ashrama, 25 years over. Son has grown up, son has become 24 years old. Now you should not be attached to son. Son, you get married. Whom you will get married? What name you will keep for your son? Everywhere parents will involve. What name should be kept? Which school he should join? Where they should go? How the wife of the son should be? Everything. No, in the Sanatana Dharma, son is grown up. The father and mother should be freed. They are waiting to get freed from the responsibility of taking care of son. Over. Now you go, Tirtha Yatra, get detachment to this material world. Sometimes some devotees wanted to join ashram as a full-time devotee. His grandfather will have a desire. I want to see my grandson getting married. That's the only desire I have. Poor fellow, the desire of his grandfather, now he has to get married. And grandfather will die and go, then he has to live the rest of the life. You see how Vedic culture is not fallen in the Kali Yuga. There is no end for desire. That man is dying man, he is asking, I want to see my grandson's marriage. Next life, where he will go? Where is the detachment? He is on the dying bed. Yam yam smaran, yam yam vapi smaran bhavan tejatyante kalevaram. He thinks of grandson and he dies. What will happen to him? So this is a advice of Jamadagni. Parashurama, you done sinful activities, you go for a pilgrimage. Tirtha Yatras. So with this, this chapter ends. The next chapter, this is about Parashurama's birth. Now what happens is, next chapter is Lord Parashurama destroys the world's ruling class. So this way Parashurama goes for pilgrimage. Now what happens next is a suspense. We'll hear in the next class. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.